Y'all ever fought so loud you wake yourself up? Today, we are continuing this oh-so-stupid journey through the depths of Seattle's wicked crimes. The hipsters ran out of oat milk, and the guy was like, is soy milk okay? And they were like, no, it changes the entire flavor profile of my hazelnut macchiato. Today, Steven Seagal beats a man with a lead pipe and talks more than I have ever heard him speak, because this is Redeye Reviews. We start with a man dipping these fuzzy pins in mouthwash. Maybe it's a fetish thing, I don't know. They said, how can we make this picture look old? We'll just fold it a bunch. I mean, heck, in school, when we wanted to make it look old, we would burn the edges because we all knew the world was on fire in the past. But we cut on over to the crime scene and we learned some lady was moited.
Forgive the appearance, I just came from the range. I was training some folks over there.
You should start every conversation exactly like that.
Promise to be a good boy and not disturb anything. Just start escalating in their own minds and bring it to a whole new level.
He talks.
Would you do me a favor and bring all the files over to my office tomorrow so I can told you urgently needed me or somebody did? This time he's escalating into homicide, and that's how serial killers are made, man.
And he talks.
Well, there must be a reason why they asked me to come, so if you don't mind, and then I'm going to see if I can take a look around here.
Honestly, it's very impressive. I think he has already said more words in the first 3 minutes than he did in the entire Sniper Special Ops movie. But as he leaves the scene, we see that he is being followed by some teenage rock band's party van. And you can tell he's really driving the car by how aggressively he whips that steering wheel around.
Why are you following me?
So Seagal starts beating this guy up. It turns out to be the dude with those Listerine dart guns. He's trying to get Seagal to brush his teeth more often, and he's having none of it. Also, to prove he can beat up guys and not lose his breath while doing it, we get this.
You gonna talk to me now? Who sent you? Who are you working for? Who sent you?
Oh, man. What I would have given to be a fly on the wall in that recording booth. I bet he thought he nailed it too. But we see Seagal run.
Freeze!
Okay, well, he starts to run. He starts to run, they cut it off and just show him already at the stairs. But for real, he does his own stunt coming up, and it is legitimately impressive. Look at that! How in the hell did he do that stunt without getting hurt? That's beyond me. It's very impressive. But that's where it ends. His stunt double finishes the flight of stairs for him, and he takes the elevator. Sure, you think that stunt is even half as cool as what Steve did? Come on, keep dreaming, bro. We go back to the office. This lady shows up to talk to Seagal about the moita, while this dude is tasked with finding where that old food smell is coming from. Seagal's like, I swear I left my Big Mac over there somewhere. Come on, please find it, man. I don't want to maybe go buy more if you guys just have it. You want. Again, I don't know how you got so many lines for this episode.
Nice to see you again, Lieutenant Humphreys.
Darling, I can't be talking to you about all that stuff. I don't know about that. But anyway, I myself wish I had more people that could follow orders like you do. If there are unrelated cases, we're not allowed to discuss. But like I said, darling, it's as far as I can see a completely unrelated matter.
But I'm starting to get worried. Are you okay? Or maybe you found out that you get paid by the word, so like a teenager trying to fluff out an essay, you just kept talking?
Seems like you might be a little bit upset about something. Follow protocol, and protocol in my station is that, man, I love people who know how to follow a direct order. But if any information surfaces that relates to this...
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure enough, I will be the first to call you up.
The man in the back doesn't find any food, he just finds a stupid wiretap.
This isn't a commercial device. We got nothing this small and sensitive in our books, not even close. It was coupled to the thermostat, probably using the wiring as a transmitting antenna.
Yeah, thermostat. It makes things hot and stuff, I get it. We learned the Moita teacher worked at an elite school. Hey, it ain't school unless you can drink milk out of a cardboard box and shovel a pound of french fries in your face and call it lunch. But they learned that some convicted pervert used to work for the school too, so they tracked that guy down to a bar.
Now you're teasing me. I got plans for you, sweetheart.
Nothing sadder than being in a bar by yourself, especially before noon.
Oh, I could think of a lot of sadder things. Like being the only person at a child's funeral. It's just dark as shit, but it is sadder than drinking at a bar, and you have to admit it. But they threaten the man with violence, he responds with violence, and we respond with some badass language.
You want me to stay away from you?
Answer the goddamn question.
Man, he was so close to using a swear word. But at last, the emphysema wouldn't allow it. But they tracked down another suspect on the case. No, dude, cops are like vampires. They can't enter your home unless you invite them in. Ugh, that's a rookie move. But this dude is just another creep, so we move on. Then we go over the body of the guy that attacked Steven from the van.
Make sure that they didn't have any traceable fingerprints so that if they were killed...
He actually went to the trouble of sanding his fingerprints off.
You know, there is this amazing invention called gloves. I hear they're pretty effective. But back upstairs, the gang is going over what to do next.
He's going to want to clean up his act, or... Julia and Sarah, why don't you guys go talk to the principal? He might be the suspect. The way they work kind of defines the way they think and the way they act. People work in their comfort zones, and he is a bad guy. Then let's smoke him out. Put your mind in their mind. You can always kind of decipher that pattern. Man, I think you're partially right. The thing of it is, man, there's always a pattern.
My word. Seagal speaks so much. Honestly, it's kind of unsettling. Like, did you discover cocaine? Well, okay, I mean, your physique suggests that you didn't discover it, but yeah, I've been wrong before. So our friends go to that super elite private school where the teacher who was moited worked. Also where like 3 perverts apparently worked as well.
A flawless reputation in order to operate at our current capacity. I mean, let's be frank, shall we?
Well, none of us are named Frank, but I can give it a try. But after this conversation, our principal does the totally not guilty thing and starts destroying all of his hard drives and any evidence. But notice, he's wearing gloves. Good call, sir. Better than sanding your fingerprints off. However, after all this trouble, the man drives way out into the city, and then he calmly throws all the evidence at some homeless people, and then he just runs away. There was a bucket of literal fire right next to you, but sure. Nobody thought this was stupid. All right. Anyways, our cops, they just walk up and they're like, well, okay, thanks, I guess. Yeah, we'll take that, sure. They get attacked. And they actually lose the fight, which I think marks the first time in the show's history that has happened.
That didn't go so well.
I do appreciate the homeless guy asking if they need help. Only after they had their asses handed to them, though. But I appreciate the sentiment. Back at the office, they find a ton of nasty evidence on those hard drives.
The crime techs went through the contents of the garbage bag. A few files that stayed intact.
Sick son of a bitch.
Yep, the principal was also a pervert. That's right. Turns out that the elite school staff consisted of like a dozen perverts and one honest lady who was just trying to do her best. Meanwhile, the pervert stank is permeating through the entire office and it wafts up into Seagal's nostrils.
Never should have brought your team on board.
That angry thing, man, makes you sexy.
It's kind of like the movie The Crazies, where the town's water's turning people into maniacs. You know, only in our case, it turns them into raving, horny perverts. But they decide the only way to catch the lady killer is to set a trap. Let's get a lady put her in trouble, and then just let the perverts of Seattle flock to her. Lady Cop here basically throws herself at the idea. She is super pumped to be taken advantage of.
I want this. You know he knows who I am.
I agree. Juliet takes the lead on this.
And you know, she can't walk in high heels to save her life, but at least she looks like an easy victim. Yep. Just like I thought. A very, very easy victim. And then, even though all of us were watching and monitoring her, he still somehow manages to drag her away without being seen. And despite being so excited to be the victim earlier, turns out it is not that fun. Yeah, it's not as fun as we would have thought.
Where is he?
Let me go! Go, go, go!
Seagal shows up. We get more just top-notch voiceover work.
You like to beat up women, huh?
And then he beats the man with a giant pipe.
Girls and old ladies, ain't it?
The next day, our lady is completely over the trauma. I mean, it is amazing what a good night's rest can do. We go to the teacher, we arrest the head pervert, and if I know elite schools like this show has taught me, they're just going to replace this pervert with another pervert. But back to the precinct we go.
I don't know what you're thinking. Huh? You go doing stuff like that, they call internal affairs. You know, you're a cop, man. You can't act like a civilian as a cop.
Yeah, you can't threaten the guy with a gun. Yeah, you gotta beat him with a lead pipe. Bruises go away. Gunshots and use scars. But that is it. Let's head on over to Redeye Reacts.
Why does he have a tech guy doing a bug sweep of his office?
Well, you see, Seagal has a lot of allegations against him right now.
I have been doing this for 12 years, so don't for a second think this is about my ability.
Lady, 12 years? He has been doing this for like 85 years.
Which one of us little minions can get the bad guy?
Cutting edge is cutting edge.
That's for sure.
You know, I like a little package.
You probably do. You probably have one yourself.
Fact is, I should know what to look for in a fellow pervert, right?
That's all I know. These guys are pro. They come from high up.
Yeah, these guys are pro. Yeah, they come from high up, like the NFL, like FIFA level high.
You know, I got ears like an elephant. I couldn't help but overhear what y'all talking about.
Any other similarities to an elephant? Or is it just the ears? I figured it out. It was Colonel Mayonnaise in the warehouse with the lead pipe.
Yeah, Kane.
You can't just walk away from what you've done.
You can't just walk away from what you've done. You knew the buffet had a 3-plate maximum, and yet you just keep going back for more. Will it ever be enough for you? Will it? That is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, leave some comments, but kind of most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. Don't subscribe to other people's channels, just mine. Unsubscribe from everywhere else. Subscribe to me. Don't listen to all those other people. Just me. Just do it. If you want the power to vote on future movie reviews, you can head to the Patreon page. Sign up there for that power. It's also a great way just to support the channel. Appreciate it. Link down below. A huge shout out to that community. We're voting on a pretty awesome one coming up at the moment. I'm super excited about. Can't wait to share it. Link below, Discord below, merch store below. I will see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy. Come on, please find it, man. I don't want to maybe go buy more if you guys just habit.